Do you know what happened to his wife?
Yeah, I know she got killed. If you're doing this as an interrogation, you're saying, hey, I'm a suspect. Well, now I got a problem with, so now, I mean, I get.
Case was on a knife's edge between being solved and never being solved for most of its history.
I'm crazy.
This is Stephanie Lazarus. She's an LAPD detective. The problem is, she murdered a woman 23 years ago and got away with it because the police covered for one of their own. February 24th, 1986, 6:02 p.m. John Rutten returns home from work. The garage doors open. His wife's car is missing. The front door is ajar. He pushes it open. Inside, on the living room floor, lies his wife, Sherri, in a pool of blood. She left deep claw marks in the front door. Stereo equipment is scattered across the floor, suggesting a burglary, but something feels off.
I noticed John Rutten. He was sitting at the table and he seemed to be sobbing. His crying should have been more extreme, with his wife laying there on the floor dead.
John admits he forgot to set the alarm. He isn't sure if he locked the door, but burglars don't pick a townhouse in the middle of the street. They pick something next to the street for a quick escape. Sherri Rasmussen was 29. By her late 20s, she was director of nursing at Glendale Adventist. In 1984, she met John Rutten at a party. They looked great together. They were affectionate. But when Sherri's father, Nels, receives the phone call announcing her death, it isn't from John. It's from his father, who says John doesn't feel like talking. At the police station, John still refuses to speak. His behavior is odd. He's more concerned about himself than about Sherri. As John is escorted into an interrogation room, Nels knows something else. In the year leading up to her murder, Sherri was being stalked. She mentioned she had been followed 5 different times in the last week. This person kept appearing everywhere. She said the person following her had eyes that could penetrate you. John's ex-girlfriend also began harassing Sherri after their wedding. A colleague witnessed one encounter. John's ex-girlfriend came to Sherri's office, dressed provocatively, and confronted her. She said if she couldn't have John, nobody could. She even broke into their townhouse and fought with Sherri before running away. When Nels tells police about the stalking, they dismiss him. They claim thieves killed his daughter in a failed robbery. Nothing was stolen except her purse and car. And Nels mentions John's ex-girlfriend. They tell him he's been watching too much TV.
The first 5 weeks, I mentioned it so many times that he kind of lost his cool with me, and saying that there was no need to go there because there was nothing there.
Then, less than a mile away, an actual burglary occurs. A woman is surprised by 2 men, one with a revolver. Sherri was killed with a gun. Police plaster the city with sketches. Weeks pass, months. They find Sherri's car and purse, both cleaned free of prints. Then silence.
I had come to the conclusion in my mind that it was never going to be solved, and it was something that I would have to deal with, the unknowing of what happened.
In 1991, Nels follows developments in DNA testing. The case's lead detective retires. Nels contacts the new man in charge and offers to pay for DNA testing. The department says no. Then, pieces of evidence mysteriously disappear. Someone trims the murder book, claiming it's grown too large for storage. If you're finding this case as shocking as we did, hit that like button right now. November 2001. The LAPD establishes a cold case unit. Sherri's file lands on criminalist Jennifer Francis's desk. She combs through evidence and finds an entry about a bite mark Sherri received during the struggle. The file claims only one blood type was sampled, but bite marks should yield 2 profiles. Francis searches until she finds an old property log listing the crucial swab. She checks the evidence room. They don't have it. How could that happen? Incompetence. That happen a lot? Yes. After 6 hours, a coroner finds the torn envelope. The tube is still inside. Francis runs tests. The result points to an unknown female. She reads about Nels and his attempts to inform police about John's ex-girlfriend. What if she was the stalker? What if she killed Sherri? When Francis brings this to the detective, he dismisses it. John's ex-girlfriend is an LAPD detective.
Did you tell the detectives that John's ex-girlfriend was a member of the LAPD?
Well, that's how I identified her.
Why do you think it was that detectives didn't look at John's ex-girlfriend?
November 2009. Detective James Nuttall calls Frances about her findings. She's been waiting 5 years for this. The Rasmussens, 23. She tells him she doesn't believe it was a burglary. Nuttall has her results in front of him. The only DNA not matching Sherri's belongs to another female. He's read dozens of letters from Nels. Nuttall forms a secret circle within the homicide department.
You're kidding. Absolutely kidding. A police officer committed this crime. I couldn't imagine that.
Nuttall contacts John Rutan. From the beginning, he brings up the ex-girlfriend. John gives their suspect a name, Stephanie Lazarus. While engaged to Sherri, he'd been cheating on her with Lazarus. Lazarus is now a detective. Her office is down the hall from Nuttall. Francis confirms Lazarus's DNA matches the bite. Mark. Jennifer Francis presents her DNA results and recounts the retaliation she endured. Nels steps forward with the warnings he tried to give. John Rutan, whose testimony had been tampered with, finally speaks openly.
That Sherri's death occurred because she met and married me brings me to my knees.
Nuttall's investigation takes 4 months. The trial lasts 3 weeks. The jury deliberates less than a day. After 26 years, Sherri's family finally receives justice.
The jury in the above entitled action find the defendant, Stephanie Eileen Lazarus, guilty of the crime of murder of Sherri Rasmussen.
In 2023, Lazarus admits she killed Sherri, 37 years too late. She's offered a shot at parole. By then, Nels has passed away, but before his death, he recorded a statement for future hearings.
If one looks at the damage that she did to my daughter's face, it's almost like she wanted to destroy the beauty that Sherri exuded.
Today, Sherri's legacy continues through her family's fight and in the next generation. If this story moved you, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss another case like this one.